and then upload it?
Yeah, so if I was creating a program that was going to be all online, the easiest platform to use for me for recording is Zoom, and just doing like the background that I've got here. But you would do it as, put your branding, like, so behind this one here, I'd put the Hypnochange Coach Gold logo probably on that picture behind and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would present it as a video, and on that video, an audio, and then the information with a workbook that they can download and do it step by step kind of thing. Yeah. And that's all you have to do. And you can even create these things as an audio program, like on Soundwise and things like that, where people just listen to the information. But video is always better. And the thing with coaching and accountability, people do want that sense of community. So you can organize online programs that are 100% without you a part of it, but you can put them into a Facebook or community chat where they can chat with everyone else that's on the program, and then you can do a monthly or fortnightly Q&A. On the Q&As, they don't actually come on board, but they can actually send you questions and then you answer it in a live. So that way, sometimes people can get a bit of that kind of sense of community. But most coaching groups now, basically online ones, are you get put into a platform, you get the course, and then you have a Facebook group where people connect and kind of together through the program.
So on the on your platform that we're using for this course, do you just upload, you download, you record onto Zoom, download, and then upload onto that platform?
So for me, for that platform that I've got, that's how I do all my videos. And there's lots and lots of different kinds of platforms you can use. I choose Zoom because it has filters. It's the only reason why I basically choose Zoom over other ones. Because filters. Can't tell today though, but if you're in the right light, but I've got quite a few different platforms, but none of them you can just go make me look
stunning
and stuff. And the thing is, for working with Zoom, when you go into the back end of Zoom where you download the audio, so if you go into the actual Zoom online platform, you can actually trim the videos in there.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's actually really easy, and you can even make your videos into shorts now in the back end of Zoom. So you can record TikTok videos on Zoom. You can just click, you go to shorts, and it will change the aspect, and it'll give you talk, and you can put backgrounds and stuff on it as well. So it's quite a good platform.
So what about Canva? Can you do the same for Canva?
What do you mean for Canva?
So Canva, you can record yourself on camera there too. It's just probably a little bit different.
It's a little bit trickier. So if I was going to use Canva, which I do sometimes, is I use Canva if I am going to sometimes do a presentation where I want myself to be a little circle on the side.
Yeah.
And be showing a screen. So Canva is great for that. Like when I used to do those content accelerator videos, I'd do it that way because it would just have me on the corner and then going through the platform. But I tend to use Zoom if my face is going to be on it. And what I do is I actually upload the video onto Canva, and that's how I get the background. I can make the video smaller and and make it pretty and do all that kind of stuff. You can upload the video onto Canva.
So Justine, have you actually done like used your phone like this and just done a live recording? Like you just record yourself using your video, and then downloaded that and up into Canva or up into
it's just exactly the same thing. It downloads as an MP4. And you can go to, I have a thing called Big View on my phone.
I remember Big View.
Yeah, really. Right now, I think you can get it for a one-off price again for cheap instead of the monthly. And I just like that because it's got the transcription. And now it's got a computer model as well where it can edit you and put on words and all of these kind of things as well. Yeah, so.
Nice.
all of those things are pretty easy to use. I still find Zoom the easiest, just of editing it and being able to change it at the end.
Is that on the free one as well? Because I know yours would probably be paid.
Yeah, it's still on the free one. If you're going to be reading out lots of information, Big View is worth grabbing right now. But I know that you can get what's it called? The thing that spins and tells you what to write, what to read. I've got
Temu, Justine.
Oh no, not Temu.
Sorry, no, I'm kidding. I was kidding.
Temu's awesome, but yeah, the transcription thing where I really can't remember the name of it. I think it starts with P. I think you can actually get it on Zoom for $5 a month. You can get an add-on where you can put in what you want to write and it will spin while you're talking.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're just talking on the screen. So that's why I like Big View, and you can still do it on Zoom as well. It's just an application add-on.
So Big View, is that like a teleprompter?
Yep, that's the word. Yeah,
so that's a good word there.
It's a recording app that it does everything for you. So you record yourself, it's a teleprompter, and then it puts your logo on it, and then you can get words put on it, subtitles. It's just a program that makes it easier if you're making lots of videos. But yeah, you can get a teleprompter for Zoom. So and you can get free teleprompters on online anyway, and have Zoom as half your screen and the teleprompter as half. It just makes it easier when you're reading. You can actually look at people instead of looking to the side and reading like that all the time, or not looking at the screen.
That's
Justine, can I just
something like this?
Yeah, what was that? Someone
sorry. I just wanted to ask whether the files on Zoom, they're strange files. Is there any problem with the fact that they're in a different kind of like they're not an MP4, are they?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, stock standard normal. But download them off the actual website. So if you have it loading up to the Zoom website and then you go into recordings, that's where you can edit. And that's where you can download in different formats. You can download in Speaker View or everyone up on the screen, or you can download it as a file that's only got audio and no video, which makes it a smaller file. So you have about 4 different formats you can download it with Zoom. So Zoom is worth getting used to, put it that way.
Yep.
It's a really good platform to use. Yeah. Cool. So, what I'm going to leave it tonight, but what I was going to do tonight is to just start talking through kind of different hypnosis techniques you can use in coaching, but in a way that's more active. And so if you do go into the platform, I have started writing those up. It's just how, like say if you did fork in the road, instead of closing your eyes in a hypnotic way, you actually get the person to stand up and actively be in one space and moving them to another space. That makes it more interactive and more like they're a part of the process. And it's the same with other things I've put in there as well. So we will talk those through next time. But they're kind of being put in there. And the other thing with hypno coaching is that, and I think I put this at the start of that technique part, is that if someone chose to work with you as a coach and you present yourself as a hypno coach or a Hypnochange coach, it gives you the freedom and the license to do hypnotherapy. So if you feel a client will benefit from a clearance type session where you're just going to work through the past and do a good old 1 hour hypnotherapy session, you can do that. The difference with coaching would be that instead of us being focused on, we're going to go back and clear the past to get you good today, the focus is always in the future. It's always got a focus of, you're not broken today. We're just going to shift a few things to get to where we want to go. So it's always forward focused and forward focused and forward focused, if that makes sense. A lot of the therapy model is forward focused, but focused more on getting people into the present, whereas we're kind of most people that will come for coaching generally have done quite a lot of work anyway. People that go to coaching are either going for business coaching or lifestyle, you know, they're already on a momentum of starting to move forward. They generally go to therapy when there's trauma or PTSD or habits they want to change. So the coaching kind of brings in more forward-focused people that are already kind of moving but getting a bit stuck. So they still benefit from all the stuff we do using hypnotherapy. But the emphasis or what they want to fix generally is more focused on, I want to get way over there instead of, I'm just trying to make it till tomorrow, which is therapy. Yeah. So when we do introduce, but like I said, the difference between you and another coach is that you do have the ability to do hypnotherapy and to use that kind of magic stuff, which is what will attract people over just a standard coach, which is quite cool. So yeah, it does give you license to do things. So yeah, I've put different techniques in there and we'll go through them next time because some people might not know some of them if they haven't done the HNZ stuff. But we will kind of go through that next time and a little bit of a breakdown on different things we can do. Yeah. The other thing I was thinking is we are going to be working with our clients on, like I said, goals that they set. And those goals will be, you know, like I said, if they want health goals, if they want those kind of goals. But there are really basic things that we understand because we work with the mind and we work with the body. There are things that we know that will improve their life if they do it mentally and, you know, with mindset. Like we know that if someone did 5 minutes of, you know, self-hypnosis every day, that it's going to regulate their nervous system, that all this good stuff is going to happen. We know that if people visualize their future every day in self-hypnosis, that the chance of them getting there is higher. We know that if you walk slowly for half an hour a day and enjoy the outside, that the chance of depression and everything goes down. So, you know, a client might not be coming to you for, you know, might not really be wanting to do that kind of stuff. But, you know, we do also have the license to introduce a few things in coaching that we know will improve their lives. If they do it or not, it's up to them. But, you know, things that we know that can help with sleep, you know, that can help with mindset, you know, those cool little techniques that we know, we can introduce them as well to them. I know in one of the, I've done quite a few coaching trainings, but in one of the coaching trainings, and I know it is in here already, but one of the big things one of the ladies always talked about was the gratitude in the morning. And I know there is a, like I said, in here, there is a morning and an evening exercise as part of the lifestyle workshop. But even the getting up in the morning and the first thing you do is, you know, connect in and be grateful for stuff. Things, those exercises that do actually change your life are quite important to bring in. And you guys will work out individually what that looks like. And it will be working out on the clients you choose to have as well. So like if you are working with, say, more spiritual people, that we know that at morning, at night, if they connected in for a few minutes with a higher part of themselves, how much it's going to affect their day. Do you know what I mean? And that's something that you might not introduce to people if you're doing basic stuff, but there might be little exercises and things that, you know, Karen, you'll have breathing exercises that would help benefit people. So there are things that you know that you can introduce as little steps that they can take as well to improve their life. Yeah. At the end of the day, they're coming to you because you're the expert at, you know, this kind of stuff. So having a think of introducing. Yeah.
You were saying before how people that come for coaching tend to be quite motivated people. Like they've certainly got an idea of where they want to be, what they want to achieve, and they're coming to get that help from you or support from you and those tools from you to get them from where they're at to that dream, right? So they've got kind of like that mindset, and I dare say they probably have a fair bit of just general willpower. But what
Yeah.
I found really interesting is that with a lot of, you know, like you were saying before, the coaching different modalities out there, most of them err on from today forward. And it's like that power of positive thinking, the power of setting your goals, which is important. But you know what? So many people, and I know this for myself personally, you can set all the goals you like and you can use a bit of willpower and positive thinking. But if you got crap from back there that is coming up and protecting you, then that's really going to limit you. You know,
100%.
willpower will only, you know, a bit like the weight loss, you know, willpower will only go so far.
Yeah, and that's why I think a person will choose a hypno coach over a normal coach. And the biggest thing that I hear from normal coaches, the biggest roadblock they have is when a client's triggered, they don't do anything with it. That when a client's got past stuff that's going on that's stopping them from moving forward, they don't know what to do with it. So they send it to a therapist. Do you know what I mean? They send them on. So where we have license is we can do whatever the client needs when they come in the door. So if the client needs to do work to shift stuff, we do work to shift stuff, right? If a client needs to, the difference with coaching is you don't have set plans. Like say in the 5-week weight loss program, week 1, we're going to clear things out and we're going to set a full sensation. Week 2, we're going to do gastric band. Week 3, we're going to do this. With coaching, the plan is they're going to come up with what they want, their goals. They're going to be long-term goals, and we're going to be going step by step to get there. And we're going to work with what comes in the door each time. Just like we'd still do that with hypnotherapy, but we always tend to have a goal in mind. Like this person wants to stop smoking. This person wants to sleep better. This person, do you know what I mean? But when we're working with coaching clients, we've got big goals way down there. You know what I mean? And there's and so you're kind of walking with them on their journey as the accountability. We can do a shift session. We can do if they're, you know, sitting there talking about how they want to get in a relationship, but I just can't get over these past ones and this, and coming up with all these beliefs. We do the hypnotherapy to work that because we are doing hypno coaching. We're not doing coaching. Doing coaching, what they would probably do is let's explore, let's break down every relationship you've been in and what you did right and what you did wrong. And let's try to, you know what I mean? Whereas we just go on and go, right, let's just slam this, you know, and we do what we need to do to shift them forward without having to get 100% insight on every little bit. You know, we still do the insight and the client still learns their strengths and what they need to work on. But still, like I said, it's still working with a focus on going forward, not working on clearing all of this stuff. You know, if you look at the counseling model, there's a lot of talking about the things that we've experienced. And if you talk about them enough, it will desensitize talking about them. It won't desensitize the body. It will still freak out. But there's a whole emphasis on normalizing situations that have happened to a point that the person can move on. But it's always going back, and staying there. And you know what I mean? Whereas people coming in for coaching won't be expecting that. Hypnotherapy coaching, they'll know that we're going to do stuff to sort out that past stuff. Whereas they would not come to hypnotherapy and coaching blended. You know what I mean? But it's forward focus, meaning that we're getting that direction this way. You know, very, very quickly. We're not going to go back to the start and then spend 20 years trying to get to today if we're lucky, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So,
But
so basically with the hypnosis, we're aligning their subconscious programming with their conscious goals or conscious, you know, desires, what they want.
Yeah.
So that they're not in conflict, but they're working together. And you can only do that if you deal with the stuff that's been stored. Anything stored is obviously past stuff.
Yeah.
You know? That's I see the real power of this being.
Yeah. And we're not really listening. We're not listening. The feeling is different because we're listening to both what they're wanting and picking up the ideas and beliefs and stuff that might be holding them back. Do you know, like I said, with a therapy model, you're listening with a focus on one thing with a short-term, usually a short-term goal. Even if they're coming for weight loss, it's still, I want to get to this size. Do you know what I mean? So, and when you do hypnosis, there's some techniques in there. They are quite presented in a way that are, like I said, quite active. Like I said, when you do fork in the road, you get someone to stand up and feel into it. Still hypnosis, they're still in trance, you know, but you can say to them, even if you're not a part of it, you can get the person on the video, right? I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to stand up and feel into it and write down how you feel. Notice how you feel. Give them a minute, you know, you don't have to be even there with them, but you're actually going to get them to walk to the other side of the room and feel into what it would be like and tell you if they didn't make those changes. It's still hypnosis and they're still 100% in trance, but it's more active in and you can do it on a computer, you can do it online, but it's kind of more engaging and more up and not the close your eyes. It's gone a journey out that way, if that makes sense. And nearly every technique we do, if we want to do ideomotor responses, we can do that standing up, doing the rocking that we do, you know, the yes and the no. We can get that communication with the client standing up. We can do almost most sessions in a way where the client's communicating with us actively back and forth. Do you know what I mean? In a hypnotherapy coaching program, I would be giving clients recordings to support nervous system stuff, sleep stuff. You know, if they are wanting to promote health, you still give them hypnotherapy recordings and stuff to work through that can support them, if that makes sense. But really, these people, like I said, they're quite forward focused. They're moving forward. They're generally out of the bottom of the pyramid, usually out of that real fear, PTSD type place. They've kind of, you know, stepped up into that more, starting to want to get things done. And so a lot of them are wanting accountability. So a lot of them know what they need to do. They just can't do it. And they need to have someone to kick their butt if they're not doing stuff, or someone to actually have their back. So quite a lot of the time. And the thing is, the people that are going to come for coaching, they're going to be paying a bit too, because at the end of the day, if you're going to do a 12-week program, or say 12-week program that's done every fortnight, say maybe the first 4 weeks is intense, and then from then on it was once a fortnight, they're still going to be paying $190 or $220 or whatever per session. So the amount of money that they're actually going to be putting on the table is, in the big picture, is quite an investment for people. So for people to even think, right, I'm going to go to this person and I'm going to pay this amount of money for this amount of time, you are looking at people that can either afford it or are really invested in getting to that future. And they know that they're going to earn that money back, or that's an investment that they're going to get it back by being kept in line. So once again, you're looking, you know, for people to even sign up in a coaching program that's quite long term, they have to be really invested or financially able to do it. I mean, even now, if someone said to me to sign up to a coaching program for 6 months, I'd probably be like, I don't even know what I'm going to be doing in 4 months. You know what I mean? So it takes a person that has that kind of long-term goal and dream, and that a certain kind of person would do coaching, pretty much, put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just signed into a 12-month program.
Yeah. Awesome.
Business development one. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So that's yeah. So Michelle, you're in a place where you've got these mean as goals.
I've got mean as goals, and I don't necessarily have the skills and knowledge to achieve those goals. Yeah.
So that's kind of the kind of person that you'll get for coaching. Yeah. And, if you're doing, health and lifestyle coaching, like I can see, like, how many people have paid Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers for 5-10 years. They've done those programs, paying a fortune just to have that accountability, and it probably doesn't work, but you know what I mean? There's people out there that just need to have someone moving them along. And so it is definitely a more long-term project, but people that kind of invest and know that they know the worth of doing it. You know what I mean? That those are the people that will come in for this kind of program. Yeah. And so when we do catch up another time, we'll go through, what does it look like? We can go through, all of us, what kind of ideas we have about how you would present it. With the coaching, as in, do you want to be a group coach person? Do you want to be fully online? Do you want to work one-on-one with people? What age kind of person do you want to work with? You know what I mean? We can go through that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And the bottom, I also put another little booklet. Where is it? Must be in the business. I'll pull it up. Hang on, I'll share my screen. Now, this is a bit of a pain in the bum because it is. I was so annoyed today because the booklet's there. So I made this little one here, and you guys have got the Canva link. It's not made for Hypnochange coaching, but what it is it's just a ton of different planning sheets. So I did say here, make a copy of it on your Canva, so you've got a couple of them, and then you can either print the sheets out, change them around, do whatever you want, or turn them into little journals, individual ones. The way I do that is I just make a copy and then I delete the pages I don't want. So this is not actually to be given to a client. This is just sheets that you can take off, and there's heaps. Like there's planner sheets. There's heaps. These are just tons of different ones that I had all put together. So there's like planners, monthly planners, yearly planners. There's health ones, goal ones. Look at this one, a priority one, do now, do later. There's even things for cleaning. There's financial things. So if you had clients that were wanting support with money stuff, expense trackers, finance trackers, budgeting sheets. There's so many. Don't spend money. Yeah, right. That doesn't happen in New Zealand. There's so many different kinds of bucket lists. Look at that, a bucket list form.
Whereabouts is that? What part
so
is
at the bottom? It should be in the client kit or something.
the client kit, yep.
Yeah, so it's not made for Hypnochange, so you'd have to put your logos and stuff on. And the reason why I did that is because I just chucked so many sheets that I had together into one big long one. And a lot of them you might not use. So like there's a Wheel of Life one here. But this is off a different thing where it's mind, body, physical, spirit. So you can change it all around. There's many self-care planners, vision board planners, habit trackers. So once again, it's not for, like I said, it's not to give to the client, here's a journal, go hard. It's more to grab bits and pieces out of it. When you are on Canva, if you like something, say you like this weight loss one, I'll just shrink it so you can see it. You actually do this. So if you wanted to make a new just sheet, you can actually just slide over and grab it and press Command C or copy, however you do, and open up a new one and just paste it on there if you don't want to go through and delete stuff. Or you can just change it on here and download that page. But this is a way that you can kind of create or have worksheets for different things, you know what I mean? And like I said, there's a ton of stuff in here. It's tons of just different forms. Decluttering plan. I just grabbed anything I could get and chucked it into one. But yeah, so these are just sheets that you can grab and change around, put logos on, do whatever you want with them. Yeah. And like I said, it's always good to have a hard copy. So take one, don't use it, create a copy when you want to do things, and that way you've always got the original without having to go back on the platform and do it. Yeah, so that's just lots of different pieces of things as well to play with. Cool. Let's get this back off my screen. So are there any questions about the stuff you've been going through this week? It is just getting bigger because, like I said, I've only just put all this stuff up since Christmas, very slowly. So there'll always be things added. I was thinking the other day about some really neat questions you can ask your client to get to know themselves before you even start, that they fill in. So I might be putting that up this week as well, kind of inquisitive questioning. Yeah. Cool. How did you guys going through this stuff?
Good. I like the EFT stuff.
It's
I've been
neat.
doing a fair bit of that this week and doing
Yeah.
that list. And I think it's like what you said. I think it was in the very first session. It's that when you go through it yourself, you know, it changes the way you're able to present it.
Yeah.
Instead of presenting it, perhaps you could say in a more clinical way, you're presenting it in a more personal way.
Yeah,
And when
yeah.
you do that, you build that rapport with them, and that you know, they're just that belief. You know, you're stating it in a different context, the context of, well, I've done this and it works,
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than I'm trained in this, which is important too. But you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Massively, I think it is with this kind of stuff. I think it is important that you kind of go through the questions because, yeah, getting your head around it, you know, and actually how tricky some of them can even be to answer and how confronting. Do you know what I mean? It can be quite full on when you sit down and start to kind of put two and two together about why you're doing things. And
I mean, just starting to set goals. But it's really interesting. I found it really interesting because, you know, like there were just different little things that happened. And even though I hadn't written those things down, it was like, oh, wow, I can see how this is all connecting up.
yeah,
It changes, just kind of changes perhaps the way that your mind sort of processes things and opens it up. So you've sort of got those key strategies, but it brings a lot of other stuff in, I've noticed.
yeah. And I think it's more like the coaching is more exploration of behaviors and why things are happening more than just us connecting the dots and doing things to sort it out for the client. The client has to go, and we do it with them, you know, go pretty deep into their own stuff.
What if someone with the goal sheets, and you've got the different areas, is it important that they fill out goals for every area?
I would it depends what you do, because you might decide not to do full lifestyle coaching. You might decide to do health coaching or spiritual coaching or something. If you were doing lifestyle coaching, I would explain that, like I said before, you got a table with legs and you do kind of want those areas to be good, but good for one person will be quite different to good for another. So in the health section, someone might be fine. Someone might be healthy and eating well and doing yoga and doing all this kind of stuff. And you might find that that's an area that the table is already pretty solid there. So it doesn't mean that they have to, you know, they might have that part of their life pretty good. And So they might not necessarily need to work on that leg, you know, if that makes sense.
It does make a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah. And that's sort of why I asked the question, because looking at the different areas, I mean, just on a personal level here, which is kind of our starting point with this, is doing it personally. I thought there were a couple of areas that I felt like really quite comfortable with where I'm at.
So your
There
table's
were
good.
other areas that I thought, you know, now that doesn't mean to say I can't improve, but I just thought that some people might find it a little bit overwhelming working on all of those areas, and trying to incorporate different techniques or different you know, just doing different things each day to achieve those goals, right? They might find doing that for each of those areas might just feel like it's taking like a little bit more time, and it might feel a little bit more overwhelming. Whereas if you sort of say, well, what are the main areas, and really focus and hone in on those, the ones that will give them the best or the optimum result.
Yeah, you still kind of want to, like, the thing is, like I said, if someone's coming in and they've got like these career goals and maybe they're wanting a relationship, but their health is really good and stuff, because you're coaching, what you'll find is they might say, the health table is really good, stable. Right now, my relationship table is really good. And you'll just work that out. But these are the steps I need to do for work. You know, I'm needing to do this and do that. And that week, you might be kind of focusing on that, but you might find a month down the track, the health turns to shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, so you need to work on that. But I think when you first are setting goals, you know, doing the ultimate lifestyle workshop, and you're asking them, where do you want to be? And they're putting those goals down. They're still going to put those goals down, and they might have already achieved that goal. So there might not be anything to do there, but you still want it written down in the goals. Yep. So, you know, they, like I said, their spiritual goal or things like that, that might be really, really good. And so when they see themselves in the future, they might be doing exactly what they're doing now, but they're still going to write it down, as this is where I want it to be like, but I'm there already. Do you know what I mean? So you still will get them to kind of sort out all those areas in life, because then you're going to work through, well, you'll pretty quickly see which areas you need to kind of work on to be more balanced. Yep. Things can, because it's coaching, we are walking with them, which means, you know, things are going to come up. God, they might have a grief happen and it might throw them off. But with coaching, you've got someone there that kind of picks you back up and helps you move forward. So, so you're looking at, making the table pretty solid. So if half of it's solid, then you can go, right, that's cool, keep on doing what you're doing. So they've still got to keep on walking, and they've still got to do what they're doing. That's still on their list of things to do that week that they already do. But now let's add in what we need to do over here. Yep. I don't know if I put in, did I put in a module in there about environmental design? I don't know if I did yet. Maybe. I think, design your perfect environment. That's a cool one. Environmental design is making your environment match your future. In other words, putting healthy food in the kitchen if you want to eat healthy. Yeah. Oh, any other questions?
Very quickly, Justine, this course, this Hypnochange course, we how do we put that into our hours, for our registered hours? Like, how's that managed? How do we do that? Because it is kind of, instead of being the 4 hours, it's going to be a lot longer.
Yeah. I'll work out the points on it, but it's definitely a big point course. It's probably a 10 like the diploma, I'd say.
Yeah.
It'll be big points. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Hours you're doing outside of us, it's got a lot of learning hours. Yeah. And even organize.
You go through it, And as you're sort of getting through it, you sort of feel like you want to start at the beginning again and go through it again. There's just so much to, you know, it's very good. It's very informative. I love mucking around a bit there on Canva, and you know.
Yeah, you did an awesome job. I like that Hypnochange on the bottom.
Mm.
That
Well,
would
I
have
think
taken,
it really promotes what it's all about, and it's like just that little reminder. Each page has got that little reminder of what it's about.
yeah. Take a photo and put it on the group as well, and then people can see it.
Yeah.
What it's like.
So I just used the trademark Hypnocoach, and with the little pattern, the frame on the pages, I kept the top frame, but I swapped that Hypnochange logo to be where that bottom part was, and then I changed the colors, and I just pretty much paintbrushed the colors as in to match the frame and everything, and the little fancy bit at the top all match the same color as the Hypnochange.
Really
Yeah,
nice.
I kind of liked, and then I just took that color right down to next to nothing, because I thought, well, if I do one-on-one and I'm printing this off, I don't want to be using a lot of ink. So I just took the color down, and I just put the same, once again, you just keep that same color of the logo and just tone it right down and minimize your frame thickness. My daughter does a lot of design work, technical design work. So she gave me a few clues and that of how to sort of get the balance right. And I wish I could do it like her though. But anyway, yeah, I'll pop up a picture, and you're welcome to copy it. It's really, really easy. You just have to you know, take that logo over and just muck around a little bit with that. So you just get the Hypnochange instead of Hypnochange lifestyle coaching things. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
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 Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well,
are we going to have the next one next Friday now? Correct?
Yeah, we'll go again next Friday. And what we'll do next Friday is we'll just go through, like I said, just different ways of doing the hypnosis kind of techniques. And then we'll probably do another one again where we can talk about how to we can actually do it together, where we can kind of, what's called brainstorm. I don't know what I was going to say, mind. We can have a bit of a brainstorm about how it can be presented and what people would kind of charge and what people would do with it, you know what I mean? And it's quite cool doing that together as a group. I can give my ideas, and then other people can jump in and kind of talk pricing and all of that kind of carry on. Yeah. And then just get out and do it. As always, I'll just stop my recording.